Hello everyone, this is Elias5891 here with another KTANE module tutorial. This time we are going over the cheap checkout module. For this one, we do not need edge work actually, but we will need to know something. Let's take a look. You saw it said welcome to KTANE at the beginning, and then when it powers up, registers everything. It looks like this. You've got a dollar amount. This is what a customer is paying for their products. You have these 6 items that they're going to buy in a list. You have change, currencies, number of dollars, number of cents, submit button, and a clear button. And the concept behind this one, the idea, is you are going to figure out how much these 6 items cost. If they've paid enough, you're going to give them their change back, and if they've not, you're going to prompt them for more change, and then give them their change back. Now, as I mentioned, we don't need to know the edge work for this one. But we do need to know one thing, a little odd. We need to know the day of the week, and that is based off the diffuser's internal computer clock when the module activates. So when it switches from Welcome to KTANE Mart to an actual module. In this case, for me, it is Thursday. So that will actually become relevant, as odd as that may sound. Today is Thursday. So let's look through here. Let's look at these modules, figure out which one will give us some good calculations. I think I want to go with the one. Let's do this one. We'll start with deodorant. So as the diffuser, you're just going to read off the 6 items to the expert. So in this case, we have deodorant, soda, chocolate bar, mints, 1.5 pounds of turkey, and 1.0 pounds of bananas. Now, as the expert, you've got your 6 items. Here's your list. They're all alphabetized by items. Let's look them up. You'll notice these first 4 are just items. These last 2 have weights attached. That's always the case. Your first 4 are going to be what they call fixed price items, always the same amount. And your 5th and 6th are going to be weighted items. So let's figure this out. We have deodorant. That's $3.97. Soda's here, 205. Chocolate bar, 210. The mints up here, 639. Jeez. 1.5 pounds of turkey. Well, turkey is $2.98 a pound. Notice I have a calculator up here. There's a reason for that. We have $2.98 per pound. We have 1.5 pounds. That comes out to be $4.47. And bananas are 87 cents a pound, but we have a full pound, so that's just 87 cents. So looking those up, not so bad. Now the trick is each day has a special rule or a sale that applies. That's listed here, bottom of the first page of the manual. For Thursday, all of the odd positioned items, that's the first, the third, the 5th items, are half off. So my 1st, 3rd, and 5th items are half off. So for each of these, we're now going to need to figure out what half of this total is. So $3.97, half of that is $1.985. We do need to round, so that becomes $1.99. $2.10, half of that is $1.05. $4.47, and this is an important aspect here. This turkey was $2.98 I think it was per pound. Yeah, 2.98 per pound. And I'm taking half of the 1.5 pounds of that weight. It is important when you have the weighted items that you have to do another calculation with, that you calculate what the price is at that pound amount. Then you do the sale value. And you may need to round twice. There are some very I would say edge cases, but they're not that infrequent. But there are times when you need to, in this case, let's say we'd had the bananas was 1.5 pounds. 87 cents per pound times 1.5 would have a decimal, so we'd have to round that. And then we'd take half, and we'd have to round that. And that could be different than just doing both at the same time without rounding. So that's something to be aware of. We may see that, but let's go ahead and finish this one. 447 half, that's 223.5, so we're going to round that to 224. So there are my totals. So we're going to add them. 199, 205, 105, 639, 224, 87 cents. We get a grand total of 14.59. Now we see actually made an error, as the diffuser also would have given the dollar amount at the very beginning, which in this case was $9. So how much change does the customer get if their stuff costs $14.59? Well, they're not going to get any because they haven't given us enough money yet. In the case where the customer has not given enough money, you're going to submit with no answer or with no other buttons pressed first. So as the expert, I would tell the diffuser, go ahead and submit nothing. It goes 1 second, actually takes like 3, and then it gives you a new dollar amount, in this case $15. $15 we can work with. 15 minus 14.59 gives us 41 cents change, so we tell them that. Change is 41 cents. So the diffuser is going to use these buttons to come up with 41 cents. They can do it however they want, so they go 10, 20, 30, 40, 1. If they've worked retail recently, there's a good chance they might go quarter, dime, nickel, penny, 41. Minimize the number of coins they get out. It doesn't matter how you get there, so long as you get to the right answer. I mean, I could sit here and go 0.1 all the way up to 41 cents. And if that's the right answer, that's still valid. It's an inefficient way of doing it, but it still works. So we think that's the correct answer. Let's submit. We get a green answer. We hear a receipt printing, and then you'll notice then the light turned green. There is a delay there. That is a delay before the module is considered solved. So if you're running short of time, you want to make sure you have time at the end for the register to print out a receipt. It is not a pass until that is done. So let's do another one. Let's do the other deodorant, I think. I like deodorant. It's a good one. So, let's clear my calculator. For this one, still Thursday. Customers paid $7. We remember to say it this time. Items are deodorant, potato chips, white bread, tea, 1.5 pounds of lemons, 1.5 pounds of oranges. So we'll look them all up. Deodorant is $3.97 still. Potato chips are $3.25. White bread is down here, $2.43. Tea is $2.35. 1.5 lemons. Lemons are $1.74 each. And we want 1.5 pounds. That's $2.61. Oranges are 80 cents a pound. We want 1.5, so that comes out to 1.2 or $1.20 each. Thursday. Thursday's rule again is odd items are half off. So odd item, odd item, odd item. These are all ending in odd numbers, so they're all going to round. Half off. The deodorant becomes $1.99. Half off on the white bread becomes $1.22. Half off on the lemons becomes $1.31. Total them up. $1.99 plus 3 1/4, $1.22, $2.35, $1.31, $1.20 gives me a total of $11.32. Customers not paid enough money, submit nothing. So we'll wait. New total is $16. So, whoops. $16 minus $11.32 gives me $4.68. So $4.68. Submit. As a side note, if you get it wrong and try to submit when you have enough money, you just get a strike, number turns red. If you have the wrong dollar amount and try to submit, it just turns red. It automatically clears it, but if you've typoed, you can also manually clear it. So that's what it looks like. Let's do one more. And then I actually want to talk about the days of the week. So using the magic of the internet, we're going to cut for a second. And using the magic of the internet, we are back. It is now Wednesday. Actually, I changed the clock on my computer since it is based on that. Welcome to KTANE. We'll just do this one here in the top corner. Ooh, $21 we have. Items are white bread, water bottles, honey, candy canes, 0.5 pounds of pork, 1.5 pounds of oranges. Oh, we got some calculating to do. So let's hit that first. Okay. So we look up each item. We have white bread is $2.43. Water bottles are $9.37. Honey is $8 1/4. Candy canes are $3.51. Half pound of pork. Pork is $4.14 a pound. We want half a pound, so we divide it by 2 or multiply it by 0.5. It's $2.07. A pound and a half of oranges. We did that one earlier. Whoops. 80 cents times 1.5 gives us 1.20. Okay, it's Wednesday this time. So for Wednesday, one of the more complicated rules, in my opinion, you're going to change each occurrence of the largest digit in the price with the smallest digit in the price, and vice versa. So, for each of these, we're going to find the largest and smallest digit, and we're going to swap any and all occurrences of it. So for the white bread, that's a 2 and a 4, we're going to swap. 4 is my biggest, 2 is my smallest, so that's going to become $4.23. We switch the 2 and the 4. Water bottles, we're going to switch the 3 and the 9, so it becomes $3.97. Honey, $8.25, we're going to swap the 2 and the 8 to $8.85. Candy canes, $3.51, we're going to swap the 1 and the 5, so $3.15. Half pound of pork's $2.07. We're going to swap the 0 and the 7, $2.70. And oranges, 0 and 2 are my smallest and largest, so we swap those to get $1.02. Add it up. $4.23, $3.97, $2.85, $3.15, $2.70, $1.02. That gives me $17.92. The $21 actually does cover it this time. $3.08 is my difference. we have that one complete. Sorry about that. Steam popped up on me. Let's do one more, and I think we'll be good at that point. Let's do this one down here. For this one, let me get back to my notebook. Here we go. This time we have got $30 paid. Items are paper towels, cookies, white milk, sugar, half-pound tomato, and 1-pound banana. Let's look at base prices first. Paper towels come in at $9.46. Cookies are $2 even. White milk is $3.62. Sugar is $2.08. The half pound of tomatoes. Tomatoes are $1.80 a pound. We want half pound. That's 0.9 or 90 cents. And 1 pound of bananas. They're 87 cents a pound. So that's 87 cents. Now you'll notice for this one, I put in $0 for these two, even though it doesn't specifically say $0 here on the weight per pound. The module does assume that you have a dollar amount, so you do need to have that in there when we do this particular shift. So we need to swap the lowest and highest number. For the paper towels, that's the 4 and the 9, so that becomes $4.96. For the cookies, it's the 2 and the 0. Notice we have 2 zeros, so we're going to swap them both, so that becomes 022. Here we're going to swap the 2 and the 6. Here we're going to swap the 0 and the 8. Here we're going to swap the 9 and the 0 again. Notice that we did have that 0 in the front. That does count. We do need to use it. And we're going to swap both zeros, so that's going to become 909. And 87 cents in the bananas, we're going to switch the 0 and the 8. It is important to remember this leading 0. Also to note, your base amount here will never exceed $9.99, so you're never going to have like a $2 or a two-digit dollar amount. So let's total $4.96, 22 cents, $3.26, $2.80, $9.09, $8.07, brings us to $28.4, $28.40. $30 is enough. That gives us 160. 160. And we've got it. So that's the main thing of cheap checkout. As our clock continues to count down, I do want to look at the other daily sale rules. Sunday is one of the easier ones. All fixed price items, so those would be your first 4 items, that contain an S are $2.15 more. So candy cane's a fixed price item. So instead of being $3.51, it would be $5.66. Malleable Monday. The first, third, and sixth items are 15% off. So let's say my first item, let's stick with the candy canes. I want 15% off of this. There's 2 ways to do this. You can either figure out what 15% is. That's 53 cents when you round, and then actually subtract that. However, easier, 15% off is the same thing as paying 85%, so you can just multiply that 351 in this case by 0.85, and round it, and that'll give you your answer. I'm going to hit Tuesday last. Wednesday we just did swap the smallest digit and the largest digit. Remember to keep your leading zeros. Remember to get both occurrences if a number's in there twice. Thursday we did odd numbers are half off. Fruity Friday, all fruits are 25 cents more per pound. You're going to do the multiplication at the end. So let's say I actually have let's say I have 2 pounds of bananas on Friday. I'm going to go, bananas are 87 cents a pound. 2 pounds is 174, and then it's 25% more, which is 125% total, to 18 after rounding. Saturday sweet items are 35% off. 35% off is the same thing as 65% you're paying. So sweet items are going to get multiplied by 0.65. The candy canes, which I'm so fond of referencing because they are sweet, are going to become, for example, 0.65, $2.28 after rounding. And Tuesday, which is the one I skipped, let's actually do, we're on candy canes. So we'll do candy canes and canola oil. Yeah, we're going to assume these three items are on a Tuesday so we can look at them. Here's candy canes. Here's canola oil. And paper towels. On Tuesday, we calculate the digital root of the item price without the decimal point. What the heck does that mean? It does actually specify up here how to do a digital root, but basically, you're going to take all the digits, all the numbers, add them together. If you've got multiple digits, you're going to add them together again, add them together again. That's your digital root. And in this case, we're going to add dollars equal to the digital root. So for 351, we go 3 plus 5 plus 1 is 9. That's a single digit answer, so we're going to add $9 to that one. For canola oil, that's 228. 2 plus 2 plus 8 is 12. That's two digits though, so 1 plus 2 is 3. So for this one, we're going to add $3. And for the paper towels, 9 plus 4 plus 6 gives us 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So for all that work, we're going to add $1 because 1 is the digital root of 946. But that's really how this module works. Again, remember, and it does say a few things that are important here in the glossary. Item price is the price before the sale is applied. Fixed item prices don't have their prices changed based on weight, so those are your first four. Here's how you digital root. It mentions that you use commercial rounding. That's just round up on a 5 or more, down on a 4 or less. This is important. Weighted items must have their weight applied before applying the sale. You saw we did that when we solved some. We would figure out what the cost was for 1.5 pounds of oranges, and then we do whatever the sale rule is. You must go in that order. But that's it. That is cheap checkout. Obviously, if you're playing online, time zones are a thing, so be aware that your day and your partner's day may not be the same. So you need to communicate clearly what day of the week it is as the diffuser when you start this module. But anyway, that's cheap checkout. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Otherwise, until next time, this has been Elias. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and don't explode. Bye.